Door frame construction is the foundation that makes kick-in-proof protection effective or merely cosmetic. A properly built and reinforced door frame transfers and resists the concentrated forces of a forced entry attempt. So start by inspecting the jamb, header, and studs for rot, splits, or loose fasteners, and repair any damage before installing hardware. Use screws at least 3 inches long to anchor strike plates and hinges so they penetrate the full depth of the stud framing rather than just the door jamb. Short screws only hold in the thin face of the jamb and will fail under impact. When replacing or upgrading a deadbolt, use a high-quality crossbore reinforcement plate and fit the bolt so it extends fully into the stud bay, and measure backset and edge bore to avoid binding. If the framing is compromised or the wall cavity lacks solid backing, install a steel reinforcement plate or a jamb reinforcement kit that ties the jamb to the studs and distributes loads across a larger area. For doors with narrow stiles or glass side lights, consider adding an interior metal security plate that prevents the lock from being forced laterally, and ensure the threshold and bottom of the jamb are secured to resist prying. Finally, check that the door fits correctly in the frame and that weather stripping or paint has not obscured the latch engagement. A tight, consistent fit prevents shock concentration at a single point. Common mistakes include relying solely on the lock hardware while attaching it with short screws that only bite into the jamb face. Fix this by replacing screws with 3-inch screws that go into the studs and by installing a full strike box if needed. Another issue is installing reinforcement on a rotten or split jamb which will still fail under load. Address that by removing damaged wood, using epoxy or a wood splice for small repairs, or replacing the jamb and blocking for larger deterioration. A third frequent problem is neglecting the surrounding framing and header, so the strike is anchored to weak framing members. Solve this by adding solid blocking between studs, sistering a stud to increase strength, or installing a steel reinforcement jamb kit that ties into multiple framing points. BigHomeProjects.com connects homeowners with local contractors while allowing contractors to find projects that match their skills and availability. We also host an active discussion community where members share real-world installation tips, product experiences, and contractor recommendations.